Hello everyone and welcome to part 3 of Aqua Plays Banjo Kazooie. Alright, so we're just heading right along. Bottles is just hanging out in this hallway. And you can see that big door in front of us. That is a note door. There are several of those in the world, and those are the main thing that the notes are used for. So in order to get past that door, you have to have collected 50 notes from Mumbo's Mountain, which is a pretty easy task. Alright, so Banjo's gonna do his little dance, and let's head on in. Now, this reveals a lot more parts of the hub world, which is the witch's lair. Alright, kill this little guy. Okay, so this is the second picture frame. These also whoa. What did I just do? But, yeah, this only requires 2 jiggies. If you went into Mumbo's Mountain and came out with less than 2 jiggies, that is awful. Because there are like 3 or 4 that are just sitting there. Maybe even 5. You don't really have to do anything for those. Alright, and that unlocks the second level of the game, Treasure Trove Cove. I think this one might be my personal favorite. That definitely was my favorite as a kid, but I still love it. That gives me the most nostalgia. When I think of Banjo Kazooie, I think of that level. Now, one thing I love here is, these are cauldrons. These let you teleport around the world when you collect multiple ones of them. But there's actually a Mumbo token behind him. And you can't see it when you walk in, but when you trigger this little cutscene, you can just barely see it behind him. That design's so good. Just a subtle little hint that it's there. But, yeah, you jump into these guys and they can teleport you around the lair, but since I only have one right now, it won't let me. So I need to find another purple one, and I'll be able to transport. She should, stop taunting me and just use her machine really quick. Oh, this is her sister Brentilda, I believe. And she gives you all these little trivia facts about Grunty, which are useful for later in the game. She knows all of Grunty's disgusting secrets, and she'll tell you 3 of them every time you see her. She can be found in various places around the lair. She is much more pleasant than her sister. She brushes her rotten teeth with moldy cheese-flavored toothpaste. That wouldn't be my first choice. She also washes her hair with baked beans. Also, probably not effective. She gets her clothes from the trash can. Well, that was obvious just by looking at her. Okay, this thing is a shock jump pad. You cannot use these until you learn the move for them, which is conveniently located in Treasure Trove Cove. And there's another picture up there, which is for the third world. But you have to go learn a move in the second world before you can get there. Logical enough. Okay. Grunty's just laughing at us. Now, you can head up here or over there. That's another note door that requires 180 notes, which we should be able to get with the second level. Now, this is the location that I wanted you to remember the tree area from in the first level. Now, do these textures look like the ones in Mumbo's Mountain at all? I think they look very similar, and there's a reason why I'm suspicious of this. Now, I'm gonna swim down here, and there's going to be a picture frame, a portrait, for one of the levels of the game in here. Now, you would expect this to be for like the 3rd or 4th level, something at the beginning. This one is actually going to be for the very last level in the game. That placement really doesn't make any sense, and as you can see, you need a lot of jiggies to fill that in, because it's the last level. There's a Mumbo token over here, and, like, look at this area. If you were going to make a level called Fungus Forest, this is probably where you'd put the portrait room. And this is a popular theory among the people that are into this stuff, which is a pretty small subset of people, but I find it interesting. So I just like to look into all these little myths about the game. But yeah, these mossy trees aren't found anywhere in the level there, which is Click Clock Wood. This stuff just has, all this scenery has nothing to do with the level, and this room just seems completely out of place. A lot of people think that they took the Fungus Forest picture room and just put the Click Clock Wood one here because it worked. The scenery's close enough. Grunty's nickname was Hog Breath at which school? Terrific. Sweaty gorilla feet is her favorite smell. That's probably hard to find. And her favorite color is dung brown. Last time I saw that, it said some type of gray. There's also an extra life over here, so I'll just grab that up really quick. 7 lives, doing pretty well. But yeah, I just find this interesting. This stuff looks exactly like Mumbo's Mountain. It just seems like they had a level almost completely developed, and they had to take it out for whatever reason. Maybe they just wanted to plug it into Donkey Kong 64, and that's where they thought it would do better. I'm not entirely sure why they took it out. Rare is quite secretive. They don't really inform anyone about any of this stuff. But, yeah, just thought that was cool. It seems like they took all of these textures and random things from that level and just kind of plugged them into the game where it worked. Okay, so this is going to be Treasure Trove Cove. Love this level so much. Let's just drop into that treasure chest. Now, there are several things I want to note right off the bat. The first being this. Now, that is not supposed to be risen up like that, especially on the Nintendo 64 version. On the Xbox version, that's quite easy to do, but on here, there's no real in-game way to do this except for a very specific cheat code. And I mentioned in the first episode of this that I had played I started this level in my last playthrough, and I had also played through Mumbo's Mountain. So I'd gotten about an hour into the game, and I went into the cheat code room, which is located on this level, and I just put in the old cheat code for that and rose it up. Now, this thing is why I loved this level so much as a kid. Originally, all you can see is that sign, and it's just barely peeking out from above the water. But at the end of the game, they give you a little teaser that's about these stop and swap items. That's one of the things that this game is most infamous for. There are 6 mystery eggs and an ice key in this game, and the ice key is actually visible in-game without any cheat codes. You can see it just in a normal part of the game, but there's an ice wall in between you and it, which doesn't let you get it, and that was infuriating. There's just this secret thing there that you can't get in any way. It was such a tease. But yeah, I'm going to be going over there and showing you what's inside in a minute. The stop and swap items are very interesting, and I'll be talking more about those later. Another thing I wanted to mention was, this is Snacker the Shark, and that is a Jinjo down there, which is very obvious. I love the design of this. Right from the start, you start on this little pier, and you can see that Jinjo right from the start. So your first instinct is always just going to be to go down there and get him. Oh, I rolled instead of dive. Wait for him to despawn really quick. This is actually kind of hard. But your first instinct is to go and get this Jinjo. Ah, got me. I think it'll be better if I jumped from above. I actually did this with the old emulator controls, and it was incredibly hard. Got him. There we go. Let's get out of here quick. This shark used to freak me out as a kid. I think it's that creepy music that's playing while he's just chasing you. But yeah, your first instinct when you play this level is going to be to go get that Jinjo, and immediately you're just introduced to Snacker. So immediately you know that the water is hazardous on this level. I just think that's a really smart way to start out the level. And you immediately know that Snacker the Shark is just omnipresent and always out to get you. So these are red feathers. These are going to allow Kazooie to fly, which is a very cool ability. And I'll be unlocking that soon. Let's just head on over here first before we do any of that. I usually just come over here and fight this guy first. I think his name's Snipper. Oh, Nipper. Yep, this is Nipper's Beach. Cheeky bird needs feathers clipping. Kazooie says just try it. Ah, that's stupid. What you're gonna want to do is wait for him to just snap at you a couple times, and then in between his attacks, you can jump in and hit him in the eyes with your beak attack. The Rat-a-tat. Which is almost a Pokemon, but not quite. Okay, so he retreats into his shell, never to be seen again. I love this part also. I love how the music changes everywhere you go. If you go underwater or ever go in a room, the music just slightly changes. Now it sounds all echoey and atmospheric, with just a little bit of light poking in. You can always 2-for-1 these guys, I love that. Let's grab that Jiggy. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing any hardcore transformation Jiggy pickups on this level. Maybe some other time. But there is no transformation on this level, unfortunately. Okay, so that's all there is to that shell. And let's go check out that stop and swap stuff really quick. Now, I deleted the file that this was on, but something that's interesting is if you input the cheat for any of the stop and swap items, they will remain there on any other save files that you have. So I would have preferably lowered this back down and raised it up to show you guys, but I can't really without re-downloading the game. But that's the only one I got. It was actually a pretty funny clip if I would have had the recording. Oh, and I discovered a glitch with this I'll show you too. I think it's kind of funny. Whenever you enter one of these stop and swap rooms, this isn't a glitch, but it just plays some triumphant music. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this too. I also think they stole this from that level, the textures, because everything in this level doesn't look anything like this. Like, this is just a big wooden platform. All of these are like mossy wooden colors. I think this was... Oh, I can't do this yet. Be right back. But I think that was another couple of textures that they stole from Fungus Forest. I'm going to try to do this without dying. I noticed an interesting glitch when I was here last time. If you swim down, and this actually isn't connected to the ground, you can just swim back up. And now I'm under the Shark Food Island. So if I jump up, it'll just let you come right in here. I thought that was kind of funny when I did it last time. There's just there's nothing connecting this to the actual beach floor. So you can just swim right up there, glitch it out. Okay. So what I'm gonna want to do here is get the shock jump pad really quick. Love the music in this game so much. There is the Salty Hippo with Blubber the Hippo on top of it. It's Captain. I'll be talking to him shortly. But let's just talk to Bottles really quick. And the shock jump pads are unlocked, so now I can go back in there and get that egg. Turkey does all the work. Oh, Bottles and Kazooie and their banter. Kazooie had no retort that time, though. Okay, so back over here once again. My strategy for avoiding Snacker is to just jump up and do the little Kazooie wing jump. Works pretty well. It's a lot faster than swimming, and you can stay out of the water. This room haunted my childhood. I don't know where I heard it, but I guess it was from beating the game with 100 Jiggies. Mumbo tells you that you can get these stop and swap items. He just shows you vague pictures of them, like a picture of Shark Food Island being raised up. I always thought it was strange that Shark Food Island was there in the middle of the water just for absolutely no reason. But then at the end of the game, when I saw that picture of it raised up, and then I see it shows you a little clip of Banjo collecting this egg up here. So mysterious. I wanted to know how to do it my whole childhood. It haunted me. See what I mean about this just being like wooden textures with moss on them? Sorry if you're getting bored with all the Banjo Kazooie conspiracy talk, but I just find it interesting. Love this game. But yeah, this is a pink egg with question marks on it. And one of the more interesting mysteries of gaming. Awesome. Ooh, an egg. sure we'll find a use for this somewhere. Actually, you won't. Now, what happened to these stop and swap items was, the rumor goes that Rare's initial plan was that they were going to incorporate this feature called hot swapping. And that was a pretty revolutionary thing back then. Now it's pretty simple to do through just memory cards and such. But they wanted to transfer data from Banjo Kazooie to the sequel, Banjo Tooie, through switching your cartridges. You would basically pull out the Banjo Kazooie cartridge after you had collected these stop and swap items and put in Banjo Tooie as fast as you could, and you were supposed to be able to have about 30 seconds to do that, and the data would actually transfer over to Banjo Tooie, and that would unlock some new awesome stuff in Banjo Tooie. But unfortunately, there was a hardware change to the Nintendo 64, and that limited that time to only about 1 second. So on all of the new Nintendo 64s, that just wasn't feasible. And also, I think they found out that it could do damage to the cartridges. So yeah, they just had to scrap the idea. So now you're just left with these mysterious Easter egg things in Banjo Kazooie. And also, when you get your first stop and swap item, it unlocks this menu at the end with all the stop and swap items you've collected. That's not there before you collect them. So that was pretty crazy stuff back in the day. Quite mysterious. But we've since learned most of the secrets about them. And it's just fun to think about now. They were trying to do some really... I need to stay away from those teeth. Get away from him. There we go. Oh, is it only eggs? I don't even need those. Okay, whatever. I need health. But yeah. I just think all this stuff's fun to think about and reminisce about because I enjoyed this game so much as a kid, played it so much, researched it so much. It's all very interesting to me, and hopefully it is to you too. And if you like that stuff, I will continue telling you about it throughout the series. I think that's just a cool way to kind of set my series apart because I haven't really seen... I've seen a lot of Banjo Kazooie Let's Plays, but I haven't really seen anyone go in depth about all this stuff while they're playing it. And I don't think most of this stuff's common knowledge, so it's just fun to share with you guys. That's what this channel is all about. I just love sharing my gaming experiences and sharing my knowledge with you guys while I'm playing a game. It's quite fun for me. But yeah, we've just scratched the surface of this level, and I've spent quite a bit of time just explaining little extra Easter eggs and explaining stuff that I think's cool about this level. But in the next part, we're really going to get into this level. I don't even know if I have a Jiggy yet. I guess I got the one from Nipper over there. But yeah, that's going to be it for episode 3, guys, so I hope you enjoyed, and next time we're really going to dive deep into Treasure Trove Cove, so I'll see you next time.